These restrooms.
Very good. Well, good morning.
Good
See you
morning.
here and in person and Zoom. First thing I'm gonna do is this, we have a quorum. We do have a quorum. Very good. And very good. Thank you. Getting into it, the people who will not be here today, Lisa told me in advance that she has other commitments and she could not be here at this time. And I guess you got a hold of here, you haven't got a hold of here, but yeah, well, let's do the first thing, going to the approval of minutes. Any corrections or changes to the minutes? Looking at the minutes from the last. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes? from last-
We approved minutes.
Is there a second?
It's not.
Is there a second?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye. Motion approved. Very good. Let's go right into discussion items. First item would be the marketing update. Doug, you're on.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Been working on a lot of the things that we were there last month with Joey and Lisa, trying to get a lot of things done, and excited about what Joey and I have spoken about different things that how we want to approach getting the word out about the real estate between the Gulf Coast and Sky Valley and the Gulf Coast. So we are in the process of putting together a press release that will, not look like a normal press release, but just kind of a statement telling people what we're doing, how we're doing it, what's going to be involved, and we'd love to, Sharon, if we could get this out to all the Sky Valley residents, however you do your wonderful email blasts out there, that would be great. Joey and Lisa are working on a list to get it out to their area down there about Sky Valley. So we'll have pictures and logos and links and all kinds of things to make it really easy to put out. Second thing is we are going to be putting an ad on, which we're working on, that shows that it's real estate related. It's not going to be something big, but we're going to put it on Joey's website, Georgia Golf and Travel's website. We would like to get something on Sky Valley's website where people can just find out more information. Click here. And also, Joey has a good following on some golf guides, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia. He's working on Tennessee right now, and it's really something people go to and they can just find out more information about golf courses. It's not related back to Southern Fairways. It's just like GeorgiaGolfGuide.com. So we're going to have ads on there as well. So, and then Lisa's working on some of her counterparts down there in that area that can help us put the word out about Sky Valley, and what all we have up here and what we are going to be doing. So a lot of work. We're trying to work out the words, the ads, what they'll look like. First thing though is, like I said, we're going to do a press release that we're currently working on, that will just explain what we're doing and being excited. And I think everybody's going to really get the information. So this is it's not a short-term thing. This is a long-term thing that we want to do all the time, because we just want to make it simple. We're going to make it where it's not going to be a lot of work once we get things up and rolling. And then we will certainly, Joey's going to do stuff on his social media, and we'll do stuff on our social media, continue to put out the partnership and how people can find out more information. So it's just going to be an ongoing thing. So this first couple of months, so you'll see some more stuff next month when we get together, and show you where we are. So it's a lot of work up front, and then it's just getting the word out each day, week, month, whatever you want to do. And then we'll do special things that we're going to be promoting during the year. I think if you remember, Joey says that he's got a big article on Sky Valley coming out in his magazine in the summer issue, which will probably be in June. So that's going to be exciting. We're going to have like a half-page information section on this real estate, what we're doing, but the rest of it will be pictures of Sky Valley, the covers of Sky Valley. So that's going to be exciting to get something like that we can get. He will send us copies of the magazine, and we'll be able to just keep some, give some out, however we want to do that to people. But then remember, Joey does mostly Western Southeast region. He's growing it to the whole Southeast, but it's a perfect fit, and that's one reason Joey and I got together, because I got a lot of connections, but he's got a lot of stuff going on down the Gulf Coast, and all the way over to Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. So it's a great fit. Certainly people can, find out about Sky Valley and come up and enjoy what we're doing. We will also be promoting Rayburn County and what there is to do around Rayburn County. So, and then we'll continue to figure out the timeshares and how that works into this. As we talked about last time, we'll want to come up with a program of a cost that we can send out to people for visits to Sky Valley or visits to the Gulf Coast, and they can come and here you go, and this is stay, and this is a special price, and if you want to play golf, you can do this, and in order to make it easy for people to contact a couple of people and get visits set up. So excited. Like I said, Joey and I have been working on this for months, and they were very excited when they left. We had a good time that afternoon, played some golf, and then I know y'all saw them that night, but they were, again, very appreciative of the time and what they saw. Lisa was very excited about Sky Valley and what she could do down there to bring people up here. So I think this is something that has certainly been needed. And now that we have a partner and a great place to do this, I think this is going to be a rollout type program that we certainly can do with other partners in terms of trying to get people up there to see and come up and buy a lot, build a house, buy a house, whatever we want to do, and continue to go down that stretch and really continue to push it. Once we have the formula, it will be easy to continue to roll out. And then, like I said, Joey and I are going to come up with some bigger things during the year, i.e. kind of like what he's going to do in the magazine. So that's a big push for Sky Valley and what we can do. And then we can send that out. And then certainly I send out his magazine to, tens of thousands of people through our database. So very excited. We talked on Tuesday, and we've got a lot of stuff we got to do, and certainly we're going to need your help to, make sure it's all okay. We will keep y'all informed on what we're doing. And like I said, once we get it out, then it's going to be a real simple way to continue to market it. But it won't be just, okay, here you go. Here's a pretty valley and a pretty golf course and, mountains to look at and things like that. Here's actual stuff that we want to continue to really promote. We can put in new pictures of new homes being built up there. Whatever we want to do during the year, we can certainly change out. But if we have the formula ready to go and things like that, then I think it's going to be something that's going to be simple to do and have a lot of fun with it. And hopefully we get a lot of people that are going to want to move to Sky Valley. And certainly we want to tell the story of the Gulf Coast, because that's how we're getting their help. You know, there's no money involved, which is fantastic. Those are the kind of partners you want. You know, they will, if they get any money, it'll be on the back end of them selling something. So, and that just goes in between the real estate agents. That has nothing to do with us. So, very excited about this, and Joey's very excited as well. So, that's it on that. Sharon, did you get my email?
About you not sharing notes?
No, I sent it to you just a few minutes ago about I sent you another copy of the sponsorship we're doing with Golf One Media. I just asked if you could put that email up just to show remind everybody that we're doing this, and this is a huge ordeal with Alan Doherty and Golf One Media, because right there you go. So right there, that people open it up, and he sends that out to about 55,000 people each week. Now, we're not on each week, but we're on a couple of times a month. And then we will be able to, he has stories down the bottom. He does an excellent job of professionalism in what he does. Alan's got a great name out there. And so this is something people can just see right as soon as they start down the newsletter and go to, it's okay, what is Sky Valley? And they can go from there. So that's just the type things. Again, here we go. This is a no cost. I mean, this is what you guys pay me for, is to find stuff and get the word out there, that I don't have to keep coming back and saying, hey, well, I got a great deal. It's going to cost $1,000. And we're reaching a lot of different people, and he's over in Mississippi, but he reaches a lot of people in different areas, but mostly right here in the Southeast. So just another avenue of what we're doing. We've got some things coming up in the near future with other people. We're going to be doing some more fam trips, and hopefully, again, I have to wait for people to let me know. I got a couple of people who've already written me in the last couple of weeks and said, okay, we can come in June, we can come here and whatever. So we have to schedule it. So as we've done in the past, I'll certainly let you guys know ahead of time, and we'll go everything. But also realize I'm not going to send anybody up there that's not going to really help us. So I was excited about all the stuff I continue to see from Danny and Alice, Scott. They've done a fabulous job with their social media. Very pleased with what they've done. So it's just continuation, trying some new stuff, trying some old stuff, from all different kind of avenues. I've got a couple of radio shows that I'm working on in terms of timing and letting them know. Let the people know I'd like to get some people on. Again, it's just another avenue. It's no cost. So get people from Sky Valley involved. Want to continue to, figure out how we, slide in timeshares when we get ready to, showcase the properties that they have. And once we get that, I think we can really explode. There's many ways that we can put those out there so people can come up, enjoy the area, stay there, play golf, whatever they need to do. So that's basically all I have today. So
I did want to talk about a nice article about Alice Scott. That was, I think that's been posted.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, very well. I think it really hit it well. I think you had stated on it, Paul, how well the article was written, Paul. And I love how they mentioned the timeshares in that article. That all was very good.
Pictures were terrific, the narrative was
really well
Yes,
done.
she's an awfully very good writer. Actually really covered everything that we did, you know. It was, I wonder how they do it. They are very good at taking notes, very accurate. I thought very accurate on what doing. Could capture the moments well.
Yeah, quick turnaround too.
Yes, yes.
Amazing.
My wife had a lot of fun with them and they commented on that. She thought they were a fun couple and, you know, they had a good time. And I thought it worked out really, really well, and the support of course, everyone there, from the community was great. But yeah, how they put that out, how many does that reach, that particular magazine reach? Do you have an idea? Doug?
Yeah, again, he does print and online stuff. So he between the two, he reaches close to 100,000 people, but it's more, but it only comes out 4 times a year. Now he does some social media stuff in between. He has, you know, a partner that has a radio show that we're going to be working with. But he's growing. We talked about the other day about how we can help him grow, which again is going to help our partnership, what we can do for him and what we can do for the magazine. But so he sends out the magazine. I don't know how many places he sends it out to, and then we send it out online. It reaches a lot of people. So he's trying to grow the magazine in terms of size as well. So we're going to be working, because I've been there, done all this before in terms of magazines and working with other magazines, own my own magazine, and what you can do and how you can do it and what makes it successful and why people want to read it and things like that. So he's very, very in tune to the Georgia Golf Trail. So he knows we're doing a lot here, and so we're excited with the partnership that, you know, he can do. So
Good.
more to come.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks for the report. Any questions at all? Let's get into the next item, would be Placer AI Company, Gordon. And during our last meeting, we discussed that the Placer, something that we won't, as a marketing committee, we won't be pursuing membership in it, but Raven has, in this case, joined it, and we'll, I guess, we'll be involved in that one way or another. I guess that'll bring us to the next item, would be Forward Raven Marketing Board Meeting Report. Sharon, you can bring us up to date on that, please.
Well, we talked a lot about the budget because all of a sudden the Forward Raven, I guess, conglomerate or whatever they are, decided that CJ Thompson's salary would come out of the marketing budget that we had, all of us, you know, as the county had. So they cut us this year $50,000, and I'm thinking next year it's going to be 2 times 50. I don't know. I'm assuming. So this time we almost sat around saying, what can we cut? Because those, you know, she lost $50,000 that we had budgeted, things that we intended to do. So they cut some funding for like local events. And when people ask, they submit requests for like funding to, just making this up, but for sassafras, you know, if they want to do for advertisement and things. So we had to cut a lot of local things. Anything she had already committed to, we kept. But anything that she was thinking we might go, you know, maybe try something new, they had to cut that.
So what does that mean for us?
It just means Rabun County, Sky Valley, and our surrounding cities will not be promoted as much. Because she said it's kind of funny, they're paying her a little more for doing less, because she won't be creating as many ads. She won't be, you know, able to do that because there's nowhere to send them. You know, we're still looking at, you know, doing the publications that were with the television stations that have print, digital, and, you know, if they can do something with recorded ads. Anything they do, we'll share. And as far as Placer, I've been to 2 trainings. We do have our login, so it is exceptional. It's just overwhelming for how much it can do, but definitely helps to see where people are coming from, because you can see the routes, how they drove into town, or how they went specifically, you know, where they're staying, different things. But, the biggest topic, like I said, was budget, and it's kind of sad, but I'm not sure if it's because you can take one salary out of that. I think it's the hotel motel tax, right, Jason, that pretty much promotes a lot of that at Forward Raven.
Yeah, and we,
And you can take a salary out, one salary out, so that's what they decided to do. We'll see if it
I
works.
think our contribution was well over 50,000 this year.
I'm sure it was,
was.
yeah. And I think though, the overall thing was 600,000, if I remember right. Let's see,
Are all
The overall.
Are all the Raven County municipalities members of Forward Raven?
no, Tallulah Falls is not, and Tiger is not.
Right now.
I guess.
So it's just us,
You on Zoom like this? Clayton
Clayton and Dillard.
Now, did I understand you used to say that the whole budget for Forward Raven is $600,000?
I believe that is correct. We still had planned, let's see, deposit, no, I'm wrong. Deposit wise, right now, they have a total of $97,000. However, again, all of these things were cut out of it that are gonna be added. So far, Raven County has made their contributions. Sky Valley has not at the time we met,
Right.
and neither has Dillard or Clayton. So as those contributions are added in, of course, they're already budgeted for the main part. We'll be able to see any other things we can do, but you know, it's just hard. Let's, contracted budget, $504,000.
504. So basically a 10% cut.
Yeah.
Just because somebody decided, who was paying her salary before?
I'm sure Forward Raven, you know, the actual, she was just an employee or is an employee of Forward Raven. I don't know what you call it. They're the business of Forward Raven.
So instead of Forward Raven paying for a Forward Raven employee, the cities get to pay for that.
Yeah,
And who gets to decide stuff like that?
not us.
Well, we'd say,
Yeah.
no, heck no.
Yeah, I don't think that was an option. I think she was told this, and she fought for it, but I think she was told this is what's happening. But anyway, we went back and the things that she had planned to do, but a lot of it has been cut down, like funding requests were $4,400. That's not gonna happen. Atlanta Magazine was $6,700 that she's cut. And I mean, just several things, but she had to figure out where to get the money from in order to fund the things we'd already committed to.
Right.
So it's a blow, but I think she's still hoping, you know, that she can prove numbers may go up or down, but she's, you know, needs the support of Forward Raven. We do, to make this happen so that the money, I wish another $100,000 basically could be in the
How
budget.
much do the businesses that join Forward Raven, how much do they contribute to the budget?
I don't know. I can find out.
Madam Mayor, I believe Forward Raven is kind of a trifold entity. It's it's the Chamber of Commerce, and then it's the Tourism Board, and then
Right.
it's the things that they do.
Yeah.
So,
But don't the businesses have to pay into it if they
well,
join
they
Forward Raven?
would pay into the chamber side to fund. I know Mickey oversees the chamber, I guess, and then does does she oversee the tourism side, Sharon? Is that how that works?
She does, but I think Rick is her direct boss.
Yeah, Rick's kind of over everybody, but,
Well, just so you know, Raven County was what's contributed the $97,000.
Okay,
over
so
the
that-
year.
So that, okay.
So, yeah, we get
Are
quite
they
a,
under the auspice of the Raven County Commission?
I don't know. I'll find out.
I think that technically Rick is an employee of the Raven County Board of Commissioners. If I'm not
So
mistaken.
his salary at least doesn't come out.
I don't know, I mean, I've never seen their budget report, but. it's
No,
my-
only one salary can
It's
definitely.
my understanding that he is technically an employee of the Raven County Board of Commissioners. I think he answers to Gary Giles and by extension, Chairman James. I'm not sure on that, but I believe that's the way that's set up.
We're getting less for same contribution.
Well, but our contribution does not have to be 100%, does it? Well, that was discussed last year, wasn't it, Jason? We do, and Dillard does give 100% of the hotel motel tax, or however it works.
No, there's a percentage. that we
Well,
get.
we give all of that.
We are required to give to a recognized economic development entity.
Right,
It does not necessarily have to be Ford Raven. For example, we could create our own business district if we wanted to and fund that, use that money to fund this. Or there's other, we could give a certain percentage of that required 43% to Ford Raven, but historically, we've been given 100% of that.
Of the 43%, yeah.
To them, but yeah, that's what, yeah, we're just required by Georgia law to identify an economic development entity to do that with.
But they still, in my opinion, the chunk of money is gonna get us a lot more versus if I don't remember what ours was last year, $50,000. We're not gonna be, I mean, we could buy ads, but we're not gonna get the reach that they can for several $100,000.
I'm glad you explained that because we've got a committee, we've got Doug, we've got you.
Mhm.
We can spend money too.
Sure.
But if we can't get the reach, and I'm not sure
Yeah.
exactly how that works.
Well, like I know they put ads in, occasionally they do the Braves program, but then they do the Encore playbills. I mean, we couldn't afford to do that. I don't
Yeah.
know if that is, necessarily necessary.
Yeah, is that the
But-
right place to put it?
Yeah, I don't know, but they're trying to reach the more affluent Atlanta people who would be traveling our way.
Yeah.
We've seen the ads in Atlanta Magazine
Mhm.
and in areas in Atlanta, in the Midtown where tourists come. And that can be good or bad because usually they just stay there. They don't necessarily have a
A
car.
2.5 or
They
2 hour
fly
drive,
in,
yeah.
Get a hotel and don't necessarily come up, but it's a demographic that's really a
Yeah.
good demographic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Atlanta is the biggest market close
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Sky Valley,
Yeah.
so it makes
Yeah.
sense to
You could
be represented there.
You could map that with Tracer and see how many come up from Atlanta.
Yes.
At various times, and
There you go.
Yeah.
that would be helpful.
I would just add that as they're looking to make these difficult funding decisions, maybe Placer will be beneficial, because if they're seeing places that maybe there's a heavy presence, maybe they don't need to be spending money there, maybe they've got a footprint, maybe they need to be looking at places maybe that are emerging, that maybe where we see some penetration, but we'd like to get more penetration. I mean, like, for example,
Mhm.
I know when Placer did that study, I was surprised at the number of people that were from Hall County. Even Habersham County, even
Yeah.
Asheville that were coming this way. That kind of tells, and of course, the obvious Florida, that tells me that maybe we don't need to be focused, we need to look at these places that where we want to be more so. Yeah, anyway, it's, I'm excited about that Placer.
And see, someone asked, did she regret buying that for, I can't remember what it even costs now. But she said, no, because of this year, what we can do with it. That's, I don't remember if it was 11,000, if I remember right.
Well, I definitely think that there's some benefits from that. I mean, even
Sure,
the,
sure.
a lot of this AI stuff, it's, some of the things we're looking at on the city side that we're excited about, so.
Can we map Tracer with golf participation? So
We can-
Yeah, you probably could, because you could just see where the dots are on the golf course.
Well, it would, you have to put a geo fence. And so they did the club and as much of the, holes as they could, you know, because you have to, it's kind of strange. But it's all, that's already a point of interest. So we've already added that. We added the visitor center, but the problem is you have to be there 10 minutes or longer. And a lot of our people are just in, use the restroom, get what they need, and they're out. So there are places, obviously, that we're monitoring.
How about the pickleball courts?
Well, we didn't do pickleball courts. And we got to pick 10 places.
Okay.
And I'm just not sure if the whole county would care about our pickleball courts, but I think maybe I could add a point of interest just for my user.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, because that's definitely a lot of visitation.
And I know we get a lot of non-Sky Valley people up there too.
Yeah, yeah.
Hikers.
And hikers.
They'd be interested.
Yeah.
I might have a little bit of a solution for you guys if you're interested. We market through Raven Neighbors and Macon Neighbors. It reaches 10,000 people from Lake Burton to Highlands to Cashers to the border of Cashers to Franklin. We've got a quarter page ad in Raven and we've got a half page ad in Macon where we market most of our membership stuff through. But I mean, we don't need that full half page ad. So if you guys want to go in on it with us, you know, use the budget we have here because we have enough money. We pay $1,200 a month for the whole thing. So if you want to split it for the next 6 months, and we can take those ads and split them in half, and you can market like 4th of July, you can market Fall Fest, you can market all that stuff, and we can change it every month. So they send me the template, I make the changes and send it out, and then they produce it.
And how much is it, did you say?
We pay, it's like $12.50 a month, so if we split it like $600 for you, for the marketing committee, and then you could just write us a check for the year, and then me and Sharon can work together on the ads. Because we change it every month, like we did it in Macon, or I'm sorry, Raven County over the winter when we were doing local rates to try to get local people up here, and it works like amazing.
It's great.
And it goes all the way to Lake Burton.
And that's in the magazine you get monthly.
It's 2
Homeowners.
magazines, but
Yeah.
it doesn't just go to homeowners, it goes to every hotel and restaurant in
Oh, I didn't know
Highlands.
that, because he said
It
it goes
goes
to
to a lot of the
residents.
restaurants, and he's working on Habersham County right now.
Awesome.
But like, we cut our budget a little bit in marketing this year, so, you know, we're paying a lot for it, and, you know, the board's kind of questioning why we're paying that much, but it's been really good for us. So to reach local people down there and higher end people up here.
Mhm.
So it's, if you guys wanna do it,
So
I'll.
we're talking $7,200?
Yeah.
No, you're talking, if you went, yes, well, we could do it, because we've already paid for April and May. So if you started June 1st and we split it at $650 each times the last 6 months of the year, it'd be $3,900.
What's the name of the magazine again? I'm sorry, I'm not.
It's Raven Neighbors and Macon Neighbors.
Is that Tim McClellan?
Yes.
Tim McClellan?
And he's about to sign Habersham now, but it just touches so many people, like, from what he told me, all those hotels in Highlands, they get them like in the front desk, and we sit there, and they're really cool magazines. They highlight, every month they highlight like a local business or a local family, that does business in those counties.
There's
Maybe
some out Freedom
Mhm.
to neighborhoods.
Yeah.
I
We
get
get it in
mine in
the
the
mail.
mail.
Yeah, you get it in the mail, everyone up
I get
here.
it in the mail.
It's so it would be a quarter page.
Well, no, the one in Raven would be, I would make it bigger, so you would split like the half page, and then the one in Macon, you split the half page, but it's like, ours is like this big.
But we'd
And we
get a
would
quarter
split
of
it
that. I mean, half of yours would
You
be,
did half of ours.
okay,
So we
so
would make ours smaller and change kind of the lingo on it, and then you guys can, like, if in June, you can put up something for
4th of July.
4th of July, and you'll get all the local people seeing it in both counties. And if you want to throw timeshare stuff in there, I mean, it'd be a cheaper way to go about it.
You got the money? You got the money?
No, yeah.
It's about
Well,
20%
we got the
of the
money,
budget.
I mean, we got an extra $5,000 this year from timeshares.
Oh, but I want to spend some of that too on those road signs, but if we don't get to do that this year, it's something we could think about next year.
Or you
I
might-
mean, my part.
or you might just pick a month or two that you'd want to do it.
But yeah, whatever you guys
Yeah,
want to do.
yeah, 4 times a year maybe.
Yeah, July 4th.
So June,
Fall Fest.
Well, you want to do it consistently though, too.
So they,
So they
so
see
they
it.
reach out, none of the people that reach out, just, I get a little. bit.
He told me yesterday, what
I
did he
see
say?
where you get that, and I'm interested, and want to see how we're reaching out and what would be our message in the ads. Again, here,
There's 4,900 higher value homeowners, Franklin, Highlands, including Highlands Country Club, Highlands Falls, Coal Sager, Wildcat Cliffs. Raven goes to 3,700 homeowners from Lake Burton, Lake Raven, up through Clayton and Dillard and Sky Valley. So about,
this is digital and
it's digital and print, and we have a Google.
I'm sorry, what?
It's di- It's digital and print, so we do both, and then we also do a Google search optimization that they do for us, like an SEO. That brings ours up, like if you type in Sky Valley, the first thing that comes up is the country club or the city, well, you'd have to add on to it, but that's all included in it.
And this magazine, is it going after the golfers or is it
It
going?
goes to help everybody, it's homeowners,
Okay. this is
Homeowners.
local.
and homeowners,
got a family on
Okay.
homeowners, hotels,
We have this in-
restaurant, I think there's some restaurants on there too, but,
Well, Ryan, could we just try it for for the two events that we had, since you're already advertising golf, just for the 4th of July and the Fall Fest, could we try it?
Probably
See if
June
it-
and September,
huh?
June and September.
June and September?
Is that, you want June for July and then September for October?
Yeah, could we do that?
Yeah, we can
Would
do
that be all right with you? What do y'all think? Just,
When does that come out? The first of the month?
mhm.
No, we probably want to do October.
That would be how much? That would be,
Maybe June, July, September.
well, he said 650.
It'd be like $1,300.
But if she's, hey, Jason's thinking, Holly,
What, baby? I'm
Jason
sorry, I'm
said
laughing at this old man
June,
here.
July, August, September. Is that a
No, no,
possibility?
June, July, September, October.
Oh,
Yeah.
June.
So how many
You want the month
public days they have?
before.
We're talking 4?
yeah.
We're gonna have to, can we, do you down?
The only thing, the only thing though, because it depends upon when it comes out in July, with Independence Day being on the fifth.
I still think you'd want to do it in June.
And I was just saying, but we meant July, depending upon when it comes out in July.
First.
If it comes out like July fifth, sixth, well, Independence Day is the fifth, it's too late then.
Yeah, it's too late.
So certainly June,
Yeah.
certainly September, certainly October, because the Fall Fest is always the middle part of it.
So now we're talking $2,600.
I'm almost positive it comes out the first. The first. of the month.
$2,600. If we do 4,
Do you want a 2, 4, 2 or 4? What would you rather have?
what can we afford?
Well, we have under miscellaneous expenses, we have $5,000 under miscellaneous expenses for the year.
So then that's 2.
I should have a budget before.
I wanna spend about-
If something else comes up, my concern that we wanted to.
Oh, Gordon.
My feeling, maybe we get 2 ads out of it or something like that.
We're talking $1,300 or $6,200.
Gordon,
Yes,
those signs that I'm looking at are like,
I like the idea of 2 ads, maybe, for the summer and then fall fest, something like that. I don't know,
Yeah.
to discuss it, to see how it goes.
Well, the Fall Fest, since it's so late in the month, you probably.
Yeah, I think
Right.
that's right.
Good.
And 4th of July, you definitely want to do it in June, but I mean.
So that's 3. Now we're at 3.
you Could do it in July.
Does the June issue disappear on July 1st?
Well, they're hard copies, so everyone keeps them, but you know, like what we do is when we get them, we just toss them and then we get new ones.
One of the things I like best about that is the exposure to the hotel crowd, because they don't have, they know the area, they
Yeah.
like the area.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They don't have a house.
You can change it up every month, so if you did this, if you can afford to do the 6 months, you know, it's kind of a cheaper way that we split it. And you guys can market whatever you want in the other months. I don't know.
We're doing it for 6 months, so let's just do it in the summer when we've got a huge audience.
Must be getting.
Well, my feeling is, under this, that's where sort of other items come up. Other items might be coming up. They don't want to blow our money on, and then we have no flexibility for the rest of the year.
All right, well, if we do it 2 times.
2 times a year, see how it is, and we could plan next year. I love the idea. I just don't want to spend all the funds, then something else comes up that's great too. Then we have no ability unless we cut something. So, you know, if we stick to our budget, we are in budget right now, unless we start cutting something else to do this. And
So how much
right
is
now, we work hard on the budget.
Four is $6,200, three is $1,950, and two is
Well,
$1,300.
how much did we carry over from last year? Was it like 6 grand? Jason?
I'm sorry.
How much did we carry over money wise?
Well, see, the thing is, though, any carryover, that just,
Now,
you know, you.
carryover is in our budget. We have to budget.
Well, to give you an example, if you look at the budget report that I sent you yesterday.
Yeah.
You have a budget number, then you have what's in the bank. What's in the bank is more, but that money's not committed. You can only spend what's been approved for.
Oh,
So, you know, any surplus, it just stayed in the bank account. And, cause I think right now there's about $26,000 in the bank, but you have about 20,000 left to spend for the rest of
How much has been committed already out of that?
I'd have.
I got it, yeah.
Okay.
well, we added another 5 too. So we had a carryover that's in the bank plus we
Well,
added.
see, last year though, keep in mind, the budget last year was 19,000, it's 26,000 this
Yeah, we
year.
added that.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, I didn't know. Okay.
So,
We have a budget of 26,000. That was.
you got you've spent,
Oh, there.
3,700, you got 2,200. As you can see, there's 4 months of Doug's payments there. Then you've got, there's a breakdown advertising, and you got money, you got 22,000 now. Keep in mind, as you can see what's left, 6,000 something left to pay Doug. So you need to take that off, so you've got probably 15,000 that you could work
That we
on.
could still spend.
If I'm looking at, if we cover all our expenses, which I think if budget expenses, the only item where I see, if we deducted something at this time, we'd have to deduct something, possibly legal cleaning costs, whatever it is, in terms of, we have a little less than kind of a promotion. The only area I know we have some funding, or stick to the funding, is, miscellaneous expenses. Last year was 2,000, this year we added it into it at, $5,000 for a few thousand. That will get into our, if we spent all of our revenues, we would be at 26,404. That's what our budget, and if we spent everything, we would have zero left over for next year carrying over out of our current budget. There would be some money in the funding. But at this point here, this is what the city council has approved, and that's what we're.
Why do we carry it over if we can't spend it?
Pardon me, that's what.
Well, I mean-
So the exception is city council approved it, we can do whatever you want. If the marketing committee in this case, wants to go
budget-
ahead and do it, you'll just be, hell, at this point, if you want to spend all of it, then you won't have any flexibility if something else comes up, unless you cut something. We'll live within the budget.
The budget resets every year.
Yeah.
Yes,
So whatever doesn't get spent, it's just, it just goes back, it doesn't go back, it just stays in the bank.
I know, but
right.
we carry it over to
Well,
use
I
it,
mean,
don't
not
we?
to get into
Well,
the
the council
details,
just
But you
approved
know,
whatever budget was
the
presented.
general,
Sure, that's what was
our general
presented.
fund, it might have this much money in it, but our budget might be this much.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And then we have a fund balance. So what you have is a fund balance.
Yeah.
that's what.
Okay, so
The
what-
extra $5,000. So for you to be able to go from 19,000 to 26,000 for this year, of that basically $7,000 difference, $5,000 was the timeshares contribution.
Yes,
And then 2,000 was fund balance, which was left over from
yes,
last year.
exactly right.
So we can make our budget more next year, if that's what you wanna
Yeah,
do, but
I'm
for
saying
right
we-
now.
We live
yeah.
within the budget,
Yeah.
and the budget was a good budget, we took money from last year, we didn't spend, and we increased the budget from last year.
So we might agree, increase
And
it.
Gordon, right now,
Last year, our total expenses were 13,000, give you an example, this year, we're projected at 26, so we took those money because we had the additional carryover funds, we had the 5,000 coming from the timeshare. So, and that's what it is. So
Okay, can I
think
show you
we live within, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just want to show you something. These are the things we had talked about before, the road signs. I just want to show you, because
Yes,
this
yeah,
may.
well, we'll go to that, let's wait.
Okay, that's fine.
But that's probably what we need to talk about as far as whether we're gonna do this.
Or that, one.
Yeah,
Okay,
which mine didn't have to be
Well-
this year.
okay, okay, go ahead.
Ryan, the board, wants to cut the budget on this?
We already did. We cut our marketing budget by like $5,000. It was like 20 grand last year. We cut it to 50.
And what was the rationale?
Well, more localized stuff, not as much like, we were in like a PGA magazine, we were in some like regional golf magazines that we really weren't seeing anything out of. And then with this new software system coming in, we can email market for free through that.
But this is local, so it should be something that they would want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we, instead of having little tiny ads, we boosted it up.
They are doing it, Paul.
We are doing it. We're already paying for it.
I'm just wondering why they wanted to cut it. If it
why
was
they cut
effective-
their
Oh, the whole
overall
budget.
If it's effective, if it's effective and it's
Well,
local.
we basically cut our budget so that we can focus on local stuff. We cut the national and regional magazines that we had in the budget last year.
So this is local
It's all local, yeah,
and it's effective.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we're already in it, so all you guys gotta do is just tell me what you wanna do, and we can split it up, and then they literally send me a template of what our ad is currently. And then me and Sharon or Daniela, or whoever, we can all work on it together, and they send it to me before the end of the month, for the next month. I redesign it, change any wording in it, and then we could split it in half, and you guys can take the other half and put whatever the hell you want. And then you just put it out. And they have a designer that does all the stuff for you.
What we're gonna do, a little suggestion here, because there's some other expense items coming up, which we're gonna talk about later on, so we'll move the agenda around a little bit. Sharon brought it up. Let's go, Sharon, the other thing, under advertising, I'm gonna go back to advertising myself, and in terms of advertising, there was something, let's talk a little about advertising, we'll move it around, we'll say there was one of your requests. Sharon, can you talk about that right now, advertising, in terms of, we have,
The North Georgia Living,
yeah, I'm gonna show here, here is some, what I'm gonna do is show you, there's a couple requests for additional funding that, we're not in the budget again, so where would this $5,000 be available? One
Here's
of
the-
those-
North Georgia Living is up.
Yeah, okay, North Georgia Living. Are you familiar with this? I'll tell you a little bit about North Georgia Living, and she brought it up. It's not in the budget. This is something you would receive a request for it. And let's tell you a bit about North Georgia Living. What it says here about North Georgia Living are reaching more than 25,000 readers each season. North Georgia Living magazine is based in Milton, Georgia, and since the rebranding in 2000 has become a favorite community magazine of North Georgia and beyond. The magazine expanded and now covers 37,000 North Georgia counties, an amazing place of business and people that call this region home. Currently, the magazine is distributed and paid by subscription, direct mailing, Georgia Welcome Centers, and more than 1,000 distribution points such as CVS, Publix in North Carolina and South Carolina and throughout the state of Georgia. The mission of it is to inspire our readers to explore the beauty and charm of North Georgia, whether it be a new destination or their own hometown. It's going after high-end area, and you've asked it. So
It also says they'll promote our events on their Facebook page.
yeah, the ads, it's a little expensive if we went to
It is expensive.
third page ads, if you wanted to try it, it's $750. And the ad requires, in this case, your fall issue, the ad space, get cut off, so we had to get at it to get approval. It would be for one third page ad, it would be $750. So here's something, do we want to do this? And I was gonna talk, what we have other, currently, we have other,
What's the name of that thing?
pardon me?
What's the name of the?
Right up there, North
Yeah,
Georgia
there is
Living.
North Georgia
It's
Living.
North Georgia, I've seen the ad, is it something you want? I'll tell you, back to the budget again, talking the budget. We had in the budget, from past years, other media, we have TravCon visitor map that we already have, that was budgeted, that's gonna be $625 you're working on. Mountain Lake Publishing, there they have 3 ads we do every year, that's in the budget, you're already working on that. And then we have Clayton Tribune, Mountain Travelers, there's 2 editions, and that's in the budget, so already had it. So and then we have the Raven County Traveler Guide this year, which is in the budget. So we already have some of those in here, Clayton Business Line and so forth. So our subtotal advertising is this year is $4,110. So we are doing advertising at this point. We're asking, do we do additional advertising? And that's something to look at. So, and if you're looking at you, we are getting some, but do we want to even do more? Go ahead.
What's the name of the thing we were
Yeah.
talking about?
It's,
Raven
Raven Neighbors and Naked Neighbors, they're 2 separate magazines.
Show it to him, Holly, because I think he doesn't realize what we're. Give it to.
You know,
He's not looking.
one of the issues here, it seems to be, is that you've got,
This is it, honey.
Yeah,
Yeah, we get that right.
you've got 2 marketing initiatives. You've got one with the club, and you've got one over here. And are there ways to coordinate those 2? And what would be the ways to optimize that coordination in regard to dollars spent?
Well, I think we coordinated through Doug. That's one way that we do it, because he's doing both
Doug
real
does
estate and the club.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
This though, from what I've
And
learned on the other marketing committee,
yeah.
one ad's not gonna give us any feedback. One time in this ad's
Yeah.
not gonna help us at all, because we won't know if we reached anybody extra or not, because we just popped up one time.
Well, and it's like same thing with road signs, like you can put all the road signs up you want, but if no one's coming up here to see them, it's a waste of money.
True,
Yeah.
but this, I think, is something, unless we can go more than once, which is very expensive, I would think the Raven and Macon might be a better choice.
Well, if this is North Georgia, I mean, Raven is just more localized. You know, I don't know how big this is. I mean, it probably goes all the way to like Blue Ridge and those sides,
Oh,
the
sure.
other side of Georgia. But, I mean, I just, from what, I was just going off what you said, if you guys want, if you're gonna get your forward Raven budgets get cut, you're not gonna be able to do as much in there, this is another option. That's gonna hit the same people.
Yeah.
And we can control the ad every month. You can change it. That's the cool thing about it.
Yeah.
Like right now, our ad says, the one in Macon for membership is join now and you don't pay dues until June 1st. But next month, I'm gonna change that and take it away. So when people join, they don't get a freebie month or whatever.
Yeah.
But, and you can put whatever you want. Like in June, you could put a big splash from the 4th of July and
Well, we can do whatever we want in any ad, but
it's just gonna be more expensive than that. Like that'll reach more people, but
one time is all we can afford, or we're looking at, and I just don't know that it would give us the feedback. We wouldn't have any feedback, I guess, to see where these people came from, other than tracking them through Placer.
So that's the one ad cost we're looking at. And then let's go into part called additional funding request would be, I'm going to need more. Yeah, advertising evergreen route to Scott Valley adjacent. We're talking about, would be something that there was some discussion in terms of new ideas, marketing. The last meeting is, do we, suggestion is that we should have more signage, possibly promoting evergreen. Where does this money come from with these marketing people? Go ahead.
Well, one thing I will say, Gordon, and I haven't heard anything back from them.
Yeah.
And I will do this, but, we have reached out to the Georgia Department of Transportation about trying to get a sign placed on 441 where the red light is at Kelly Creek Road, where you turn right at the post office. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you're coming up 441, where the red light is, Reagan Gap School.
Yes, that's, yeah,
Where the Raven County trash depot is.
yeah,
We had requested a sign that says Sky Valley with an arrow to the right,
yes.
that being a state route. they were supposed to be coming out and reviewing that. They told me it could take about 60 days. It's been around 60 days, so I'm gonna follow up with them on that. But if they, that would be huge right there, because
Yes.
if we put a sign there, then I'm sure the county, we could work with the county, because Kelly Creek is,
Yes,
then we could put a sign at Ponderosa, and we could direct people back that way. That would be really effective right
that
there.
would be perfect.
But, I mean, really, I'll be honest with you, beyond that, if you go down Evergreen Road, I could probably count maybe 10 times that I'm going down that road, I have to pass at least 4 or 5 people. That road, that, people know about that road. It's really, impressive, the amount of traffic that road gets already. But, that is something we talked about. I will follow up with the, her name is Miss
So you don't
Decker.
see a cost item for the marketing committee this time?
No, I think that, the sign, you know, we had to court, for example, with the Purple Heart signage. We had to coordinate that with DOT because it was put on their right of way. That sign wasn't but a couple, $300. I'm thinking we could probably fund that. I mean, obviously,
Okay,
because it's gonna benefit not, you know, that's something that's really gonna benefit everybody to know where that road is.
And you can get donations for that as well as you
Are you in
did.
this?
Possibly.
It's just, if that one and that one's a quarter page.
But,
okay,
that road has definitely been discovered. In fact, to the point, we have people that, most of them are county residents, that are annoyed that that road's even there. Cause I see it from where they're shooting our signs.
Yeah.
But, and I wanna say this also, we're looking at adding, when you first turn on to Evergreen off of Kershaw Run,
yes,
I talked with a stonemason last week. We're looking at possibly putting some type of rock boulder and either attaching a plaque like we have at the Morley Bridge,
okay,
or either having some kind
yeah,
of mounted attractive sign, because we really see that area being another gateway into the city. There's a lot of acreage down there. There's a lot of undeveloped acreage. There's probably 200 acres down there, easy, that could be, that's right for development. The biggest thing I think is if we can get that sign, there on 441.
okay,
And as you're coming up, as you go past Osage, just so you don't come out, that straightaway right there, you got that pasture on the left, pasture on the right. We've asked them to put a sign somewhere in that straightaway that says Sky Valley with a, 2 miles with an arrow or something like that.
yeah,
Obviously, some of your dealer crowd, that's gonna bypass them, but we've done that too, for number one, it's to try to add another access point for the citizens, but also with all of this construction going on in Dillard, it would make sense to be able to use Kelly Creek, because that road, it already gets a tremendous amount, it can support extra traffic.
well, you've answered that, thank you, so looking at.
I'll ready, but I will follow up with Ms. Decker. Her name is Ms. Decker. I will send her an email today and ask her if they've been able to do that. And if we had to pay for the sign, those signs aren't too terribly expensive. I would think probably less than a couple $100. Because all of the signs that we put up for the, Purple Heart City, I think they were less than $300-400 each, and we got 4 or 5 of every in the city.
Thank you, that's it, okay.
Jason, I'm not
That'll
sure.
answer our question, one upon the other, I'm sorry.
No, I'm not sure how I feel about publicizing Evergreen. We sold this to our citizens as
Okay.
an emergency access. And it's already turned into more than that. I'm not in a rush to promote the development down there. And in terms of what's good for Sky Valley, I think that we want visitors to come in the traditional way, because it puts them right in the heart of the city. And that's what we want our visitors to really see. We don't necessarily want them wandering around lost in residential neighborhoods.
Organically, just word of mouth, just trial and error.
Yes,
There's
yes.
definitely enough people know about
Yeah,
it.
and
but,
that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know, I mean, again, it's,
Small.
DOT, they're very, it's probably a heavy lift because they're just,
Small.
you know, the signs like the Purple Heart. You know, you start adding more information, you know, they're kind of, they wanna have as minimal amount of signs.
Can I see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he said this one was smaller than it would be, because they're paying for half a page now.
That's a quarter of a page, you said right there.
So that'd be all
I'm
right.
sorry. So, the
I say
interest,
let's
pretty
put it
small.
aside and
Yeah.
talk about it next year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
But thank him for offering.
So the comment going in, there was comments marketing, they wanted, there were comments that maybe we shouldn't be doing it. Okay, discussion. Yes?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said.
Well, essentially, there was some comments within the market that we should be promoting, for the entrance, that you're saying, you have some very valid points that should we be promoting the alternate, because we should be really promoting the main entrance, which
Yeah.
would be a nice item. we
It's
talked
a
about.
great processional highway coming up the mountains.
You could call it just an evacuation route or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah,
That was the direction that we took, because as you may recall, it was around $300,000 to do that road.
Yeah.
And we were able to get about 250,000 in grants.
Yeah.
Under the notion that it was an alternative, ingress egress. Now, because at one time, we wanted to gate, because we got federal and state dollars and grant money, it has to be open to the public, but it's,
Yeah.
I think it's certainly discovered, but I do feel like that as the city continues to grow, it's gonna, and of course, we are already making plans to widen and resurface that road
Right.
here in the coming months.
It's been a huge success. It's been the best thing that's
Yes.
happened to Sky Valley since I've been on
And
council,
I'll say this,
but I don't think we need to promote it.
you know, originally, if you all recall, it was gonna be 12 feet wide.
Yeah.
And then we had to come back, before you all, I came back to the council, mayor and council, and we had to add another $70,000-$80,000, because we added 1.5 feet to each side.
Yeah.
To make it 15,
I
and
keep
now we're looking,
hearing this and wondering,
in the future to add another 1.5 feet and making it 18 feet wide.
Yeah,
So that's the plan. To do that.
and that's gonna encourage more traffic,
It will,
which,
but,
but that's okay. I mean, it's a windy road.
Especially if we get development back there, in which it's coming.
Yeah.
People are buying property, gonna build houses back there.
so the comments,
Yeah, I think it is.
at this point, your recommendations?
My recommendation would be that we would not
Advertising.
try and promote and advertise people to use the back door.
Okay.
I mean, the
We
people
certainly
who
didn't have
can,
to
will.
advertise it, I mean, the first day it opened.
but even,
Yeah, the locals.
but even if we added the sign at 441, because Kelly Creek connects back to 246 there at the RV park,
Okay,
you know, it's still it would still be another.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
okay,
okay,
sounds good, very good.
all right, now getting back to
Well,
Ryan's.
we still got another.
Oh, we got more, I'll stay out of this.
Okay, now we're gonna have the other request for additional funding, possibly funding, was the item here under new ideas. Advertise, roadside sign banners for roadside up to Sky Valley.
Well,
Sharon,
Mhm.
maybe we need something, promote Sky Valley's additional banners and so forth. So Sharon, I know you're gonna put that together, so.
They're not banners, they would be whatever that board
Okay,
is.
tell us what you were,
How big?
Oh. Why are we not up there?
I says, yeah, let's look at it. Remember, things like this will come up, and that's what we're all about.
Well, we're frozen, of course.
There you go, Jason, see, she's having trouble too.
I know that, I was ready to throw that.
Anyway, let me, gosh, I'm sorry.
She's, sorry, moving it around a little bit, but
No. Okay, well, this is just, if you can look over here, this is what I was, this is what I prepared. I'll get
This
it.
is a port, so, yeah.
So this was the one we talked about what to promote. Oh, I hate that, I'm sorry. It's kind of being crazy. I'm trying
You
to-
close some of the windows you got open, would that help, or you can't even close them?
Okay, I mean, I'm showing.
She's closed, it's just not.
Okay, anyway, so,
Golf championship.
yeah, so these are the roads and signs on the Majestic Waterfalls. Exhilarating Hikes. Championship Golf. And Enchanting Views.
That's good.
And this is kind of what I was thinking it would look like, just on the posts. The city would do the posts, and then if we had that
What's
there,
it made out of, the actual signage?
it's some kind of wood. I mean, it's the same thing that's up there at, the zip line and the vineyard.
Oh,
But these, what we were looking at was,
I like the design.
yeah, those ones
yeah,
are
I
nice.
do too.
But what we were looking at was either 4 by 8 feet or 4 by 10 feet.
Ooh,
That's a pretty good.
Well, but you know what they said, theirs are 6, and they looked to me about that
Look
big.
at the banner over here,
I
how
think
big
the
do you think that
4 by
is? It's not any, it's bigger than what
Looks
you
like
think.
3 by 1.
11 foot was what we do for the fall festival, huge sign
Oh,
down
yeah.
there, and for
That's
the
a
4th of
4 foot.
July.
High side, right? 4
Yeah,
foot?
it's like a
That's
4
not-
I
by-
have no
Yeah.
idea.
2 by 3.
Yeah.
Oh, that, my little banner, yeah,
Yeah,
4 foot tall.
4 foot, yeah.
So 10 foot, 11 foot is what those huge ones are. We usually down there that, list everything for what's going on at the events.
Okay.
Are those stationary?
That's a little much.
Yes, it would be,
They're in
They're
Post-
concrete.
mounted
Yeah.
in some kind of wood post, it looks like.
yeah, the city would do that part. So, but the sign printage, if we did 8 feet or 546 per sign. If we did 10 feet, it's 725.
How many did you say?
4 is all I said, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's up to y'all if we want to do none or some.
And they would be alongside the highways.
If we,
We'd have to get permission to put them alongside the highway unless we put them on our property. So like we could put one right here at the edge, we could put one near the police station, we could put one below where we put that big sign normally. We could strategically place them where I don't think we would have to ask. But Jason would know more about that.
So just looking at those, they don't say Sky Valley, but if we put
Well, they do.
one at each entrance to the parking lot out here, people would assume, yeah, okay, we're promoting Sky Valley here.
Oh, I'm still not up
But there's
there.
only, yeah, we're talking 4
They
signs.
still have that.
Oh, is that the little thing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
that's small, okay. good.
That's
Well,
inches,
Well, it depends on what size we design it as.
yeah.
What you want, you could change it too, right? You could,
Yeah.
you could change it whatever.
But I mean, look at the sign. I don't want to overwhelm it,
Yes.
but that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking
well-
up there.
Yeah, I couldn't even
Yeah,
tell what the moon was
yeah.
down there.
So something to think about. I mean,
Well, I think it's,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, anything right around here, you can just, right by the visitor center where people are focused.
Yeah,
and by the police station, I
Yeah.
just think we could get them
yeah,
more.
right.
Because that would be,
441 with
Yeah.
all the construction going on.
There's so much going on.
It's
yeah.
not gonna,
well, we'd have to get permission to post them down there anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 of the 4, I understand. The exhilarating hikes,
You didn't
when I
check it
look at
out.
our website, they're all outside of Sky Valley. And none of them are in Sky Valley.
All of our hikes,
Well, except for the waterfall trail.
Bartram Trail,
Yeah, that's not in
And-
Sky Valley.
but I guess it's localized within our area. But
Oh,
if you
yeah,
don't
yeah,
want
you
that, we
could
can do
get to it
something
easily.
besides hike or just take it out.
I'm just making a plea to get our own trail system
Oh.
inside of Sky Valley, because, we've got a lot of old people here, and, I don't even want to leave Sky Valley if I can't get to it in 5 minutes. I don't want to walk the dog there. But if we had the trails in Sky Valley, then that just opens up a world of opportunities, I think.
Well, we could just
Some-
advertise walking trails and they could come into the visitor center
I
and you
think
get
so.
direction to the walking trails here in Sky Valley, is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Trails.
Yeah,
Could you have one side and then hiking trail,
I
Sky
think
Valley?
We've got one good walking trail right now, and that's the waterfall trail.
Well, what would we change
But
it
we've
to?
got a lot of potential
We do, but I mean. I
in
don't-
Sky Valley,
Yeah,
but
it's not gonna happen right now, I guess.
no.
So Holly had suggested we put pickleball up there. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
a
that's-
draw.
That's kind of a draw.
Are you saying one sign for an activity, or could you have a
Yeah,
sign with?
each one of these would-
Each sign would just highlight an activity.
Yeah.
Golfing, or what have we got, someone got it, or I love the hiking.
Yeah.
Or do you have a one sign, can you put two? I don't know. Two-
I
you
think
wanna
that one big
emphasize
one,
one at a point, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they're two-sided, but it would
They're
still.
they're two-sided too, okay.
Yeah.
And I like the idea, so you're talking about the larger sign is 4 feet by 10. And this is all color, both sides, wood. And
Yeah, when you leave today, drive up past the zip line place and you'll see they said they're 6 feet, but to me, they look about that tall. And it's a vineyard, they're on each side of the road up there by
Okay,
the zip
okay.
lines.
and to do this, that's the sign, how about the actual sign itself, what it's mounted to, the hardware? Let's
We
say
would do
post
that.
is-
City would pay for that.
the city's gonna do that.
So for the sign itself, so the city have to provide the post, the mount it, do everything, that's just a sign, correct?
Yes.
You're showing,
Yes.
and how would you attack, let's look at that again, how you had some
Oh, I don't,
schematic
that-
of, how that might go.
Yeah,
How do you
that's
just-
not me, I don't
I mean,
know.
it's something to take a sign, and you've got to 4x6 sign, 4x10, that's significant structure to keep that
Yeah,
together.
that's almost too much.
That's,
I think
I mean, I
the
look
4x8
at,
would be plenty
Yeah,
impressive.
to make it so it doesn't look cheap, I'm just saying, I love this,
The wood part, yeah.
the wood part, but that's expensive, that's not
But that's not on you.
Could the city have revenues to do that?
Yeah,
We'll have
That's good.
things.
but I mean, it could be different if y'all, theirs are hanging on chains,
I
but
say,
this is too big for that.
Yeah,
you
we-
say, looking at this,
We're always trying to figure out how to get people to turn at the corner to get into Sky Valley. And I
Yes.
think this is a really strong way to do
Of course,
that.
Yes.
that's in,
Down by
that's
the
in North
cemetery.
Carolina, I don't know if we
Yeah.
can do it there.
Well, we have that little sign over there on that side, don't we, that says Sky
Yeah.
Valley this way?
Yeah.
I don't know if we could, up there by Gladys's, right across the way, I believe it says Sky Valley. That way, but I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, the little green
Mhm.
sign.
Yes.
We have the little green signs, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But
it's
you
it's a,
Is
You
it,
got-
you talking about that monument sign?
You've got the monument sign on the left.
yes, that's what I'm talking about.
That's a nice sign.
Yeah, but I was wondering if we could
Yeah,
put
that-
something
that-
there.
That sign sits on a piece of property about as big as the bathroom. No, if you pull up the Macon County Assessor's Office site, I presume the club owns that, but it's, that piece of property is only like about the size of a bedroom.
Yeah, but what if we combined the two? What if we had the one instead of scenic hikes or exhilarating hikes, if we had a great picture and then point, come to Sky Valley now?
Yeah.
let's do this, I think the placement, I like that, we have time for this year. My suggestion is, to look at this next meeting and then look at locations, does the committee like the idea?
Yeah, the scenic heights should go right here.
Okay,
So
so
that
let's
people will
just,
pull in.
Yeah,
I think we're running out of time, but let's,
Yeah.
do you like the idea of the signage?
I think they're beautiful.
They're beautiful. And the cost, I like the idea of $700, so we're talking roughly 4 signs times $800 a sign, what was it?
Well, if we went with 8 feet, it would be $550 per sign,
If you had 4 signs,
so
it would be.
less than 2,500.
So we're talking approximately $2,500. Correct?
Yes,
And waterproof.
25.
I sure hope
Are they
so,
durable?
since they're up there.
We just got signs for the 19th hole and we got them through Vistaprint and they're really nice, but we had to get covers for them, like
Oh, yeah.
A-frame signs
Yes,
to put
right.
outside
Oh, yeah.
because they're.
Would you have to put like a shellac or something on them or what?
No, so they slide inside of an A-frame,
Oh.
but we didn't think about,
They
They
made,
don't- they
they
didn't
made
supply-
plastic.
yeah, they didn't give
us.
us the plastic, they just gave
Yeah,
us the
I think
A-frame
so.
on the side. But the side is like,
Well, this is, when I asked for
well,
this
they give it to
though,
us for free.
I asked for them just like they had, and theirs have been out there a year, so it must
So
be
they're
waterproof.
pretty good.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not gonna vote for a motion at this time, but I like the idea. And I like it, but one thing I looked at is money set aside, it's a good idea, the other idea is location, if we have it here, obviously I'd like it closer, but if they're in North Carolina, can you do
I
that?
don't know.
Can we?
I guess we can talk to Gladys, who, of course, the junction, she's just letting it go to pot. It looks horrible. The roof looks like it's about to cave in.
Mhm.
She owns that property, so I don't know if she would let us put it there or not. She's a nice lady, but I don't know.
Do you think we could have an answer by next meeting? Or- Yeah, to if we could place the signs, we know we could place them here, do we, obviously closer to the intersection, it might be, it would make more sense, but.
Well, I was thinking though, if we, that monument sign, if we could change it and put that information, Sky Valley this way on one of these. Cause you'd be turning with an arrow, we could,
Sharon, do you have a contact with Holly or with?
I can, yeah,
My first thought, Gordon, is
Yeah,
gonna be, my first thought's gonna be that we need to talk to Macon County about if there's any permitting for those signage. That may be the first question we need to ask.
Okay.
We might wanna ask Zipline, was there hoops that had to go through? Because I'd hate for us to get permission from Gladys or somewhere we put the sign up,
Yeah,
then only find out we didn't do it properly through Macon County.
That's
So
probably true.
that may be our first step.
Got it.
Cause I'd rather ask for permission than forgiveness on that, or spend money on a sign to be told we gotta take it down, they take it down for us.
Yes.
So they'll do that. But, you know,
well, that little piece of land we own then, where the monument sign is that Macon County as well?
It's in Macon County, I don't know who owns it.
I think the club owns that one.
Yeah, it's
It's not the annex that are bought it.
Club.
I mean, that's the only way we put a sign there. I can find out.
It is, again, that piece of property is about the size of the bathroom, it's barely big enough for the sign.
Well, Jason knows this, but
Yes.
the interesting thing about, Trudy and I just found out, we said, gee, we are on the board of our condominium association, so we said, we'll go and find out what the survey is of the condominium association. And we went down, and the last survey was done in 1929.
no surprise there.
Didn't show anything.
Yeah. It's like our septic systems in Raven County too, yeah.
So
Yeah, we got it right here, 1929.
let's,
They printed it out.
let's do this. Jason, who could do this? Vicky, you gather that information for the next meeting.
I think, Sharon, do you have a contact with Holly that you might just ask them about the signs?
I just talked to Kurt, I just asked Kurt, who owns the zip line.
Yeah.
Because he has those signs,
Right.
and he said, I didn't ask, I just put them out, no one said anything.
There we go. So that's
Somehow we
you know,
I'm guessing Leslie probably did the same thing.
yeah, well, I'll be honest, and I doubt Macon County watches these videos, but that may be the direction we go in. But,
Yeah. Might be.
He said he was told there is no sign permitting any longer in the county.
Okay,
Oh.
okay. Okay,
So you certainly doesn't know
So
what
we
goes on
could-
the
they
next
could
corner.
Then
Yeah, we're
really,
not worried about that.
Cut off.
you know, Madam Mayor, if you go up, you cross the end of North Carolina before you get to the junction,
yeah,
there's a sign there that says Sky Valley, your home base.
yeah.
Yeah,
That sign has been there for so long, people probably don't even realize it. That might be an ideal spot to just take that sign away, because we're not using that property thing anymore.
Is there enough room to put that kind of big sign
Good
there,
point.
don't you think?
Yeah, that sign's
It would
pretty
just be
big.
4 feet, I mean, posts.
yeah.
Maybe we take that sign away, because it's kind of fading anyway.
Yeah.
But there's a sign, I know there's a sign that says your new home base.
Yeah.
Maybe we just take that sign out and put one of these new
With
signs
the new,
there.
with the new highway coming in. is
Well,
that
see, and that's what I was
home
saying
base
up
thing
here,
about-
why couldn't we take that
Because
sign out?
that's right before you get to the junction,
Yeah.
and that sign's already there.
Yeah.
So,
It's a little.
and I don't know who owns that property, but it's been there, I've been here almost 4.5 years. I know it's
You
gonna be.
reckon that guy, you know who owns it?
I think he does, I think he does.
The one just owns all this property right next door to us,
The one who wanted to put up the
billboards?
billboards.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Cory,
that's, no.
Where are we at?
Yeah, let's,
His properties, he's right here.
okay,
That's in
so
North
Yeah,
Carolina.
let's talk about
let's
that.
recap this,
Delete all that from the record.
The signs are a great idea. There's a few answers. I think we have a few answers. We have to answer, you know, we have questions and answers that maybe it's fine. So, first of all is location, and, if we get that the next time where it is in the sign. So I think it's a great idea, signs, 4 signs, 3 signs, but, let's kick this down, decision down to the next meeting, and then, Jason, if you can find out, get a little more location, I don't wanna put sign there, I get it, it's like real estate sign, right? Or
Whatever.
beautiful signs, yeah, so let's do this next time, but we're talking about committee, $2,500 for the sign, we have 4 signs, right?
Yeah.
Right, now $800, right, that's approximately, that does not include, as I was talking about, it's the installation or the materials to install the signs too, so, but we would not be on that. Am I correct on this? Right, okay. So we got, in terms of our budget, we have $2,500 that we've committed to signage,
Okay,
which I think is really idea. And then the other
Do you
issue
need a
we have to
motion
go
for
back
that,
to
or-
is, we were talking about advertising, North Georgia Living Magazine. We see that was gonna be an ad. Do we want to have that ad? And it was roughly, haven't done it before, it's not in the budget. This is the one we're talking about, the ad cost for a small ad, 3-page ads is
That's this one.
$750.
That we can't get to go away.
Yes,
how much?
$750. We give it a shot.
Okay.
For one, to me, relate a 3rd-page ad,
That's the North Georgia Living?
pardon me?
That's the North Georgia Living?
Yes, yes.
Is that a one-time ad or?
Well, you can get many, you can get a pitch, yes. If you get 4 ads, it's $650. But we're giving you the point of, there's an area of time putting the ad together, so the earliest we could do would be the fall issue is, since the summer issue, the ad space deadline is, was it April 19th, is that correct?
Oh, it's a quarterly magazine?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, so we have that, so we're looking at do the fall at this time, but, you know,
I just don't, I vote against this.
okay.
I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't even have a vote, but I think one-time shot is not gonna be,
Yeah.
and then quarterly, I mean,
No, we're not doing it according to the money.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just don't think we can get enough out of one ad to warrant.
Good point.
Yeah, so, in that way, I don't know, I'm more interested in rating neighbors, making neighbors, getting the hotels up in Highlands, and of course, that's far more expensive.
Yes,
But we might be able to cut it down to, you know, the summer months or just the months preceding the things we really want to promote. Now, what do we really want to promote? We're pretty much full on the 4th of July anyway, so I don't know if we're gonna,
What does it cost us for the Mountain Laurel? I know a lot of people pick up the Mountain
oh,
Laurel.
absolutely.
Well, if we write an article, it's
Yeah,
free.
it's free.
If you're right, one.
Yeah, I wrote last year for Fall Festival.
Uh-huh,
That's terrific.
yeah.
Free
that was
city is
great.
good.
Yeah.
And another one, there were 2 we were in. I can't remember, we were in 2 last year, but I can't remember.
That's a really popular magazine.
Yeah, I mean, people
Yeah.
just in the gas stations, people, I used to pick it
Yes,
up all the
It's
time.
it's a
when I
nice
came up here.
copy.
It's
Yeah.
got the best,
Feel.
Yeah.
yeah, everybody's got it, you're right, everybody finds it,
Yes,
everybody picks
yes.
it up.
my wife is yes.
But the Naked Neighbors goes, you know, right to people as well as places where you have to pick it up.
But the ones it goes to
Already have
Already
homes.
are
Right.
homeowners,
Already live here, yeah.
Yeah,
except for like if you said restaurants and hotels.
If you're gonna go with print, you have to pick the one you think would be the best, and print would be, Laurel's a really good magazine, if you can get that for free, that's
Yeah.
a bonus.
It's
Yeah.
gorgeously produced.
Yes,
The other stuff is, the digital is taken over, so
yes.
that's where people go to get their information, even when they're on vacation. Look at it.
How long is the bus there?
My appointment's now. I need
How do we
to, I need to go
advertise
get
this?
blood. So are we wrapping up?
So, yeah, so advertising.
Can I need to give a
Yeah.
report for.
Okay, a lot was good here. So advertising at this point, the suggestion is, at this point, we're not gonna do the Georgia Living Magazine at this point. You don't see it, I don't know, it's new, and it's a paid subscription, correct? Recommendation.
Especially since we're gonna do Mount Laurel for free, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and we already got some of those going on.
Right.
Gotcha. All right. Other items here in terms of cost, so in terms of going back to what Ryan's talking about, our budget, we have $5,000 roughly that we could play with. If we use up $2,500, at this point, we're now to the end of the year, that's what we have left to all other, that's, if anything else comes up, we want, so I guess,
Do we want to advertise maybe with the club, in Macon Neighbors for Fall Fest?
I think that would be what, $650? Is that what you said, Ryan? Why not give it a whirl? If you
you're
can
gonna do,
afford it.
if you're gonna do September, October, it'd be 1,300.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah.
Yeah,
1,400.
13.
Yeah,
so suggestion is.
that fits in the budget.
To advertise 2 times with Ryan
Okay.
in September and October, is that what we're saying? And that is $1,300.
And what, you don't want to do it, or you don't think we have to do it for the 4th of July?
I don't know, we're full for the 4th of July
Maybe
anyway.
1,000.
Okay. Fall?
People go to the closest fireworks to wherever they
I've
are.
had already numbers of calls and emails, when is the day, is when we're doing it,
Yeah.
so I mean, they know it, sure.
Fall festival? Fall festival, you
Yeah.
so you have more people there.
Yeah,
In fact,
and you get the
special
leaf
project,
peepers
this
and the,
meeting is
Yeah.
2 o'clock today
Yeah.
to talk about,
Yeah,
all this.
got it. Okay, so.
You'll share your notes from her.
What?
You'll share the notes from her.
I'm sorry, go ahead. So, did you hear, you're saying, why don't we look at setting up 2 issues? And the cost per issue is what?
$650.
$650, that's $1,300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see how it is, and then, that would be in the fall, the last 2 issues, you're talking about September, October?
right.
Yeah.
Okay, does that make sense, Ryan? And we can, now, how do we work that out in terms of?
I would need the information from you guys probably before the 15th of August, if
Okay.
you want to do September.
Yeah.
And that ad is a pretty little ad, okay?
That's not, well, that's the Raven, the one in Macon is a half-page ad. It's the whole, it's like this.
Okay,
I say give it, if we
Yeah,
can
let's
afford
give
it,
it a
give it a
shot.
whirl.
and then you'll put together, you can talk about what we should be promoting. Yes.
Yeah, Ryan, you'll send me the template.
Okay. Say, okay.
So you need a motion for that?
And we have an ocean that we'll set aside $1,300. Okay, what you.
So moved.
So is there a second?
Second.
Very good, excellent.
Okay.
Okay, we talk
All in
about,
favor?
all in favor, say aye. Yeah,
Okay,
great.
good.
So moved, thank you.
All right.
Okay, time shares,
You want me to
We
do
got
time
something
shares?
done.
yeah, time shares not here.
I got a report.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
She had to leave because the brand new treadmill was coming in,
Okay,
so they have,
very good.
they're redoing their clay courts. The
Yes,
clay is
ma'am.
com-
The clay courts are in the works. Weather has been a bit of a delay, but we're looking at the early part of May to have those ready to play. We're also looking at patching the cracks in the tennis courts, Daniela is taking care of right now the fitness center. We totally remodeled it. It's going to have 3 brand new treadmills and a new rowing machine in addition to the equipment that was already there. that should be ready anytime. She's taking care of receiving those treadmills right now. We have been looking from the board of directors point of view at trying to identify weeks that are available so that we can start looking at trying to set up 4-day weekends for golf outings and so forth. Hopefully that's going to work well. Three of the associations have gotten their information in. We're working on the others. And of course, we're still working on a regular basis on upgrading the units. It's a slow process, but we are making progress. So that's about what I have to say. I hope I didn't miss anything Daniela wanted to bring out.
Very
No,
good.
No, you hit it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Very good, excellent, very good.
Yeah, maybe those clay courts are something that we could advertise, because back when my knees used to support the
Yeah,
movement and,
True.
very good.
you know, people.
Excellent.
May I?
People appreciate that when they try it.
Yeah.
I know this needs to get along right. John, can you hear me?
Yes.
Who is doing your research? Who is doing your patchwork on your courts? Because we've got somebody come in to do some work on our pickleball courts.
We're
I didn't
doing
know
it ourselves.
We're
It's
using the same-
it's a process of we order the clay and then they have to spread it, roll it down, and then install the stripes and so forth. That's a big time-consuming process.
New development comes on.
Very good. Okay, next item, stay and play golfing cars and stay and play conservation. Ryan, anything up? I know you talked a little bit. Great.
Nope, we're just working on our software conversion. We're looking at the first 2 weeks in May, going live with that. We've got new computers all through the club that we had to get. We've got Wi-Fi boosters that we put in the club, in the clubhouse, in the hallway, in the car barn, at the patio, and at the pavilion. So you'll be able to reach our Wi-Fi
Nice.
all the way around.
Cool.
Other than that, I don't have much, but
Okay. That's very good. Website update, Sharon, anything to add?
Same, I mean,
Just keep a wonderful job that
Yes,
she
she
does.
does.
Sky Valley Visitor Center, Jason, anything to add on that?
we keep bringing in new stuff.
Okay, okay.
Visitors still, going strong.
We covered advertising, North Georgia Magazine, Sky Valley marketing budget, we're up to date, you got it, excellent, we talked about it, we're in good shape. And we're sticking to budget, which is very good.
That is good.
Yeah,
I just have one thing to add,
Sure.
when you get through with your agenda, I would like to add something.
new ideas, marketing programs, you talked about golfers as possible influencers. This guy, you're talking, Ryan, I know we're talking influencers, tell us a little about that, because we're looking to get where the discussion came up, I love the influencer idea that came from Paul. Last time you talked about how we can talk to the cart or something like that, the golfer could say, how was their day, how was their experience on the course?
well, in this new system, there's a way to put like a QR code in the golf cart or on the scorecard or on the app itself if they're
Oh,
using
cool.
GPS. And they can actually like rate us, or I think there's a way they can film their own video, and they can post it to their social media.
Oh, how cool.
So,
That would be terrific if they could
Yeah.
film their own stuff.
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
yeah, but the tough thing with that is they don't have a lot of control over it, so
uh-huh.
you could have someone film something you don't want, and it's all over social media, and it could not be good, so.
Well, it might be good because people would look at it.
Yeah.
No bad publicity, huh?
But if the guy wraps his photo around the tree, you know?
Is that a viable, that can be done, because I think it's,
Yeah, I mean, this new system is very, what's the word for it?
Comprehensive.
Yes, it's very tech infused. so
Yeah.
You can do a lot of cool stuff.
One thing
First, we'll
that
have,
said
we'll
one
have to
thing-
have lessons on how to use a QR code for some people, but that's all right.
Yeah.
okay, so can you bring that up again, because I think it's something, obviously, immediate response, people see it, and will I go on Facebook, or what would that go?
I mean, I think you can direct it to anything.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to say now because we're still incorporating the system in.
Okay,
Once it goes live in May, we can obviously make changes to everything.
yeah,
So, are you gonna advertise this whole new thing? The club?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Just social media maybe?
Yeah, we'll probably do something like that. We'll put something in the carts or on the tables and like the 19th hole with a QR
Right.
code where they can
Yes.
say whatever they want, but,
And your newsletter that you send out maybe?
well, that just goes to members anyways.
Yeah, well, they probably need to know about it too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, right now, what we're trying to do is our member portal on there
Yeah.
is up and running. We're trying to get members to go on there
I did it, it's
and,
easy.
yeah, add their credit card.
Yeah.
So when we do go live, we're not gonna have this overwhelming difference of, because we charge everyone's cards at the end of the month
Yeah,
for that, or the first of the month for the previous month.
right,
But if we only have 50% of our members that have their credit card on there and we're live in May, there's 50% that we don't have.
right.
And we're constantly trying to get people to continue to put their information in, so that when we do go live, we can just run it once and it's done, or we just have a few that we.
I haven't done it. I need to do
It's,
that.
it's pretty easy. to
yeah, I
do.
went right after it was announced, and we do direct bank payment. And so,
ACH,
just a direct payment from the bank, not the credit card.
Yeah,
And it didn't show anything. I don't know why.
well, so with ACH, we either have to have kind of everyone do it,
Yeah.
or nobody do it, because there's a charge for that. So if we have like 10 members that wanna use ACH,
Yeah.
it's almost not even worth it for us to do it, because we end up having to pay a surcharge for that.
Yeah,
So-
it's not a big
So
deal.
if you try to select to put in ACH and it dummies you back to
Yeah.
the page, just put a credit card in.
Or could you put a debit? Would that work? No, same
Well, you
thing?
can put a debit card in.
That's what I mean, a debit
Yeah,
card.
Yeah.
We use
You
a
just-
debit
you
card.
just, we just don't want you guys to put like your routing number and your checking account number. in.
That's good, yeah.
Because we have like 2 members that
I
want
just
to
did
use
credit
ACH.
card on mine.
And we either have to have everyone do it or nobody do it, because
Yeah,
there's,
with a debit card.
yeah, because there's a separate fee for that. Like, there's a credit card processing fee and then there's a separate ACH fee. And if we only have a few members do it, we're gonna end up paying this huge fee for
Yeah,
not very many people.
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
So,
Well, if you can do debit card, then you
it
do that.
doesn't, it's no
Yeah.
charge.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
what-
as long as your debit card has like a Visa or MasterCard or something
Yeah,
associated,
yeah,
it
so
works the
that's,
same way.
ours works the same way.
But, yeah, I mean, I'll have a lot more information to get into the
Yeah,
May.
great. Do you like the idea? Paul, until you don't wanna come up with the idea,
Well, I like the idea
Influence.
of having people make videos and then maybe having a contest. You get the best video one month and they get a free set of balls or something, or, golf balls.
That'd be cool.
Something where you get get them involved and then you post them,
Okay,
People would enjoy that.
yeah, they would love to,
Yeah.
they would have a lot of fun. And then if you have some guy who really screws up, people would like to see that too. I don't like the notion of rating, of ranking, oh, did you enjoy yourself? I think that's not something you'd want to do. You'd want to engage people either in a comical or a fun way and have a kind of competition for the best video of the month.
Yeah.
okay. Good. We'll continue that. Okay, is there any other business, new business that?
I had one thing I'd like to mention as well. As part of our defining the weeks available in timeshares, we have identified consecutive weeks so that we can handle weekends, 4-day weekends, which we had not been able to in the past. So hopefully that'll be a big help to the golf outings. Hopefully that'll help Ryan out.
When will that be available, John? Is that available now? Dates?
I will be urgent.
I didn't hear you.
John?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, are those dates available now for Ryan?
They are for 3 of the associations right now. Yes. We're looking at trying to publicize that. Mr. Kim Beatty is planning on being in Sky Valley, I think the second week in May, and he's going to have a training session for our office people to encourage them to market that idea to people who are interested in coming.
How many units are we talking about here, John?
It varies from week to week. I mean, right now we're looking at 22 of our 73 so far that we've identified. And like I said, some units we have 2 weeks in a row. Units we have as many as 4 or 5 weeks in a row. So that gives us a lot of options. But like I mentioned in the past, most of them are in early spring and maybe winter or late fall. Uh, some in the summer, but they're less available in the summertime.
Right. Well, that sounds really useful.
We will have that information available, so that'll make it a little easier for people when they call with interest for a particular time period. We'll be able to say, okay, we have something available in this time period.
Great,
Great. I hope that's a huge success.
yes. And the renovations, I know we're talking about, are those some of the units, or are they just existing units, John?
Uh,
Are these renovated units or just,
some of
Standard
them
unit.
are, some of them aren't. Yes, it's kind of what is available right now. We're working on renovating units as we're able to, but it's quite a
Bring us up
process.
to date. Thank you. Very good, love it.
Yeah, my thought would be to
Okay,
renovate
yeah.
first the units that are rentable.
As part of the process, we're going to be trying to come up with special rates for the 4-day weekend.
Okay,
Cool, thank you.
thank you. Okay, there, all right.
I just want to do a quick shout out to Ryan and Kim Beatty, the president of Timeshares. They participated with the city, the fire chief, the police chief, the council, the Raven County emergency personnel, and participating in helping us develop emergency plans in the event we needed to evacuate Sky Valley due to the forest fire. So we all got together and came up with some wonderful plans, and thank goodness we didn't have to do it, but I appreciate they just came right in and said, yeah, we'll do this, this, and this. And I mean, like Ryan we were gonna set up emergency medical facility area at the club and so forth, so. Thank goodness we didn't have to do it, but I appreciated they didn't hesitate to
Thank you.
say, yes, we'll do it with you.
It was a real crisis. People were really concerned about it.
Sure they were.
When
We
the
were
word
too.
started getting out
Yeah.
that we were on top of it,
Yeah.
I could just feel
We
people
were.
relaxing.
Of course, the forestry department was fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you for the comment. The next meeting date is proposed for the end, May the 29th. Any issues with that?
Is that Memorial Weekend?
It's the
probably,
week of Memorial Day,
Yeah.
and Memorial Day is the 26th.
Oh, is it? The 29th is what?
29th is usually the last
Thursday.
I don't do that. Yeah.
All right,
And the final item, in terms of judge, do I hear a motion for adjournment of this meeting?
so,
Yes,
second.
yes, okay. All in favor, discussion?
Aye.
All in favor? Say
Aye.
Very good. Thank you very much. It was a very good meeting. We covered a lot of things. Good. Thank you, Ryan. It was great.
Yep.